Okay, so I will do a demo session of VLabs for now to explain to you all the things. I will start from the opening session from where I will open my VLabs and from there I will start. Okay. So I will go to the folder where I have my VLab file. This is the file this is the folder where I have my VLabs. And
Same
then
for the Windows also, that VLab.exe.
okay, so for the Windows thing, they have to go for vlab.exe file. I cannot use vlab doc. For the Windows one, whoever is using Windows, we have to double click on this vlab file. I cannot do that because it will give me an error. I'm not using Windows. So I'll close this file. So for me, I have to open through terminal. So I will open a terminal now. So here is my terminal. Now I'll run the command java-jar vlab.jar. Because this is a jar file, so I have to run through Java file. So the VLab file is loading. Yeah, here it is. I'll just increase the size so that you all can see it clearly. Is it clear now for all of you?
Yes,
Okay.
Madhuri. Proceed,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now so I'll just increase the presentation mode so that it is clear. Is it clear now? Yeah. Okay, now we will do a problem in VLabs which is multiple dilution. So I will do it now for all of you. I'll go to File, Load Homework option. So when I do this, the default lab setup dialog box opens. From that, we will take, since I'm doing dilution, I'll take assets and bases, and then I'll click on the assets and bases folder and just drag it down. And from the folder, we have the third option, method of successive dilution. I'll just click on it. Okay, there's a small error. That's okay. I'll do it again. Sometimes, okay, this error might come to all of you. Sometimes the loading problem will happen. So if it happens, you have to go back to the, if that particular problem, you can see some red thing here and it didn't happen properly. So go to file again, load homework, default lab setup dialog box, assets and bases. Then go down. For me, the problem is method of successive dilution. I'll just click on it and then click on the OK button. Okay, here the window of my multiple dilution opened, the dilution problem 1. On the left in the Stockroom Explorer, I have 3 things and a problem description. So let me first go to the problem description. Yeah, the problem description has opened. It says that the objective of this is to determine the pH scale by method of successive dilution, and then the background of it says that we have to find the hydronium ion concentration using the pH method and then do a successive dilution methods from starting part. So the molarity for us in the Stockroom Explorer, we are given 1m hydrochloric acid and then successively we have to dilute to 5th dilution. First dilution, second, third, fourth and fifth, and respectively check the molarities and pH. So let's go back. I'll click on the workbench. So I will take hydrochloric acid from here. We are provided 1m hydrochloric acid. Here we are. And then also for the dilution, what we require for dilution is distilled water. So I will click on distilled water. So distilled water flask is here. From the glassware menu, I will take Erlenmeyer flasks, 250 ml Erlenmeyer flasks. So I can take 5 times or I can do one more thing. Let me take the second one also. Instead of taking 5 times, we can actually duplicate it. Go for right click and duplicate. So the same flask will come again one more time. Third, fourth one has come and the last. So I have got 5 files now, 5 flasks now. So what I will do is I will rename them so that I will know what they are. So let me number them from 1 to 5 so that it is easy for me. Right click on it, go for rename option, go to type 2 in the box, again right click, go to rename and 3, rename again 4, and finally rename for the last flask as 5. So now I have got 5 flasks, 5 Erlenmeyer flasks numbered from 1 to 5. I'll just arrange them so that everything is seen clearly. Okay, now 5 of them are on the board. Here I have got 1m hydrochloric acid. The minute we click on the hydrochloric acid bottle, we see that a signed info panel has opened with many things. It shows the molarity, it shows the pH meter, it shows temperature, it shows species, all of them one after the other. So whatever is there, when you click on this, the information is shown on the right hand side. It is called solution info panel. And now we have taken distilled water. Even distilled water is the information about distilled water is here. It has got a distilled water and the volume is 3000 ml and its molarity is shown here, H plus and OH minus, temperature, pH, everything is shown. Okay, now let me add 20 ml of distilled water to all of these flasks one by one. So here, how do I add? Down we have got transfer amount input bar. I will type 20 in it because I want to add 20 and then click on pour. So here I have added 20. Similar manner, I will add it to all other flasks one by one. Okay, let me drag this up so that it doesn't come in between. Then 20 again to the second flask. Pour. Third flask also has 20. Fourth flasks, and finally the fifth flask. So all the flasks now have 20 ml of water. We can just click and say it shows the, if I click on the first, it shows number 1 because I renamed it as 1 and volume 20 and here's the information. Okay, now we need to successively dilute the 1m HCl to all these things one by one. Okay. Yeah, so in first what I'll do is I will add 1m hydrochloric acid. I'll drag it and place it near the first flask. Please see that you get a green color plus sign. So it means that it is correct. Sometimes if you don't do properly, there instead of green, sometimes it will go to red. We don't want red. So you can see, you all can see some red color sign, which a cross, just a line cross, which we don't want that. When you bring it in a correct position, then you see a green plus sign. Then it is correct. Okay, let me add 20 ml. Okay, pour and put it back to its original position. Okay, now click on the flask. So what we see is, we see the change in molarity here. The molarity has changed to 0.5 molar. It has become half of the original volume. And in the pH meter, it shows 0.30 pH. So the pH has changed. It was 0 before. When I click on 1m HCl, it is 0. But when I click on this molarity, now we have got 0.5 molarity. 5 into 10 to the power of minus 1 is 0.5. Now the second dilution is, we will take the first one and drag it to the second flask. Again write 20 in the input bar. Or bring it back to its place. Check the molarity. So what is the molarity now? You all can see it here. It's 0.25 molar, that is half again. So it has become 1/4 of its original volume, original molarity, and the pH change is 0.60. It was 30, it became 60 now. The next dilution is again same, 20 again. Yeah, so now it has, so what can you see now? It is 1.25 into 10 to the power of minus 1, that is 0.125. It is next dilution, that is, and the pH meter shows 0.90. It is 1.25 now, that is the third dilution. Then we'll take the fourth dilution, similarly add 20 again, put it back to its place. This is the fourth dilution, 1.20 on the pH meter and 0.625, sorry, 0.0625 because it is 2 digits here, that is second digit is come here, minus 2, so 0.0625. This is the fourth dilution, and then the final dilution. I will add 20 ml again to the last flask, that is flask number 5. Click on pour, bring it back to its place, click on the fifth. So what is the dilution here? It's fifth dilution. The pH has changed to 1.51 and the hydrogen ion concentration has gone to 0.0315. So successively we have diluted the first one, that is from 1 molar solution we have come to 0.0315 molar. So this is successive dilution. Okay, so I have an assignment for you. Since it's a demo session, you all can open the VLabs along with me. You all are having a VLab session. Just kindly open a new VLab session and do along with me as I'm doing. A few minutes for all of you.
Ma'am, there is a question, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, when you gave assignment, there the value was given 11.6 molar HCl to
Yes,
3
yes.
molar HCl. So
Yes.
how can we change the molarity of HCl which is given over here? Because I can make out in toolbar it is given 0.1 molar, 10 molar, 1 molar.
Yeah, that okay. I will open that screen for you. Okay, you all have seen the screen here. I'll come back to this screen. See, now if I close the screen, you will not be able to see it again. So you all have seen the screen. I'll come back to the, yeah. So if you all have screen, I'll seen the screen. I'll go to that screen which you are asking. So if I once I closed it, you will not be able to see. If you want, you all can just take a screenshot of it.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Okay. Now I'll go to the screen where you want me to show 11.6. I'll go back to that screen. Okay. Let me go to load homework. Once I go to load homework, this screen will be refreshed. So load, and then we go to, it's in dilution problem, so it is in molarity and density. That is the third thing in the list. I'll show again. File, load homework. In the after the default, we have got molarity and density. Let me click on this. In that, we have got dilution problem 2. Yeah, this is the one which we are looking for, where we have 11.6, and click on the OK button. So here we have got a stock solutions cabinet. Click on the cabinet. When I click on the cabinet, we have got this 11.6 here on the second one in the list. When I click on it, here it is, the 11.6 ml,
Yes,
6
ma'am. Got it.
molar
Got it, ma'am. Got it.
HCl is come here.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. So this you have to dilute. So to dilute, what you have to do is take water, and then you need to calculate. So how much you require for 11.6 to make 500 is around, I think, 129 for 129 of HCl and 370 of water. I think it is that. Yeah, 179 or 129, something it is.
127, 129.3.
Yeah, 129.3 and 370 point some. 0.7 is water. Yes, I think yes. So whoever has answered is correct. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, now you're all clear with the assignment. I think you can continue doing it, right? Take
Yes, ma'am.
few minutes. Yeah. Sneha, can I stop sharing?
Yes, Madhuri. People are asking if
Can I just keep the window open for some more questions?
Yes, ma'am. How to add that exit amount from this
Yeah.
solution?
actually we cannot save the files in the VLab interface. So please all of you take the screenshots, and you
Yeah.
need not submit any report to us. Actually, someone is asking.
Okay, so once you are done, I wanted to show the screenshot what I took just now. The screen which I had, which I was showing, I took a screenshot of it. Let me show you the screenshot of that just now what I had taken. So these, you all can see the screenshots which I had taken, right? Yeah, this is the screenshot which I had taken just before. So whenever we finish some experiment, we take a screenshot so that it remains with us. And this screenshot you can paste in your document. Like for suppose if I want to take a document, write a document that is Word document, or some PPT you want to show, you can place this in your PPT. I want to show that also for you if you want, for your understanding. I'll just close this.
Ma'am, from this 11.6 molar HCl, if you want exact volume, then how we can transfer it?
Using precise transfer,
Actually, you can use the measuring cylinder.
We can use a measuring cylinder. I'll show that also. Just give me a minute. It is, for some reason it is stuck. Yeah.
You
Okay,
demonstrate that problem also, Madhuri.
Which one? 11.6? Yes.
M1, V1, C1, V1.
Yes. Sure. I'll just on my VLab again because I closed it. Okay, here is the thing. So I have already have the HCl here. What the problem says that we have to dilute it to 3 ml. The problem description says that we have got 11.6 in the stock room, which is a 2.5 liter bottle, and then we have to make it into 500 ml of 3 molar. So it containing 500 ml of 3 molar. So that is what I will try to do now. So I'll take a 500 ml Erlenmeyer flask here. We have got 500 ml Erlenmeyer flask, put it down, and then I'll take one more. Oh, no, sorry. Okay. So first what I will do is I will put the calculation says M1 V1 is equal to M2 V2, and then after the calculation where the solution required is just a minute, I had done a calculation somewhere.
Rough amount you say, ma'am, 130 ml. But how to transfer that?
Yeah, I have to transfer 139.7, isn't it?
No, 129.3.
Yeah, okay, 129.3.
That is what I, yes.
So I will change it to tools, and transfer bar is precise transfer. Okay, I will 129.3 and click on pour. So it put it back to its place. Okay, here it says one on the info panel. It says 129.3, and the remaining is water.
Can you repeat this? How you added this 129?
Yeah, I can add. I can show. So okay, I'll do from starting. You know how I got this page, or I will go back to the page again. I'll take a new setup. File, load homework.
Excuse me, ma'am. How did you remove the flask as an there's an option to undo?
Yeah, okay, yes. If I take something like this, just go to it, click on it, and press delete key on your keyboard.
Or Madhuri, there is one undo button at the bottom. You see that X button?
Yes. So like suppose if I take something here, when you click on it, the name is selected, isn't it? Then there is a cross mark at the end. You can see the cross mark here. Click on it, it goes. The cross is remove.
Yeah, this was explained in the tutorial, no, ma'am. If you have seen the tutorial full, no, all these things you would know actually, you know.
Actually, and there is last one more method in the right click. There is something called remove. When you write whatever thing we have on, if you right click on it, the last option is remove. Just remove off. So you have 3 options to remove. You can use delete key on the keyboard, the cross mark here to remove, or you can also use the context menu. Okay, let me go to the experiment again. Load homework, assets and bases. Sorry, not assets and bases. Sorry, I'm sorry. Yeah, so I went to the same thing. I went to okay, load homework, molarity and density, the dilution problem 2, and okay. So I went here, and then we have got stock solutions cabinet. I will click on the stock solution cabinet. In the cabinet, we have got 11.6 m hydrochloric acid. I'll double click on it, and it has come on the workbench. And now we will take water because we need to dilute. So I'll take water here. I'll double click on the water tank here and close the cabinet. Now I will require glassware, that is 500 ml Erlenmeyer flask I'm going to take. Here is my, so to get the glassware, we have to click on this menu and get the 500 ml Erlenmeyer flask. Just drag it down on the workbench. Now from the calculation of M1 V1, because we have to make it into 500 ml of 3 molar, I am going to transfer 129. So I will change the transfer bar to precise transfer and add 129.3 and click on pour. So once I click on pour, the amount is added to the flask. I'll put back the HCl bottle aside. Click on the flasks. On the right panel, we can see 129.3. Now the remaining amount is water. So the remaining amount is 1.
Ma'am,
Yes.
I'm Sita Lakshmi. I have got a small query.
Yes.
I teach 10th standard, 11th and 12th. Now, we tell the students not to add water to acid because it is highly exothermic.
Yes. So Yeah, I'm doing. So I will. Sorry, sorry. Yes, I'm sorry. I will do the. Sorry. I'll do it again. Yes, you are absolutely correct. I'm sorry. I'll do the remaining one. Okay, it is 370 point. I was just minusing how much. 71.6. Okay.
No, it is 370.7.
It is only
It is 370.7, madam. I just got it.
370.7.
Okay.
Okay, so I will add that 4. Okay, what sir said is correct. 370.7 is correct. So I have added this 370 to both the flask first. Put the tank again. Now the remaining 129.3 of HCl. Click on pour. Okay, put it back. Yeah. Now when you click on it, it is exactly 500 ml. And check the molarity here, ma'am. It says 3. That means it is correct. We have to change it to 3 molarity, right? According to the problem description, it says we have to make 500 ml of 3 molar, right? So that is what we have done. So here when you click on the click on the flask, the info panel says it is 500 ml, and the molarity here says 3. And also we can check the pH meter here. It says minus 0.5 and temperature. So is this clear? From you all can try. Yeah.
Madhuri, you should have taken the standard flask, 500 ml standard flask, volumetric flask actually.
Okay, I'll do with volumetric.
In
Yes.
volumetric flask, we generally do stock solutions in volumetric flask.
Okay, let me do it in the volumetric flask. Yes, sure. Exactly, see the amount, exactly 500. You all can see it's in the information. When I click on the flask and on the, it says 500 and the molarity is 3 and same pH value as before. I can also show it here. There's something called moles. The moles part is also clear. It's correct, 1.5 moles of hydrogen concentration.
Is there any change in temperature?
No, the temperature changes will be there, but then it's a flask, so maybe it didn't, because when you actually in real case when we add water, when you start dilution, temperature changes will be there, but then here the
Actually, Madhuri,
interface
you can catch that, when you're adding, it will quickly go up. Like
yeah, okay, actually maybe
or something, and then it comes down.
Yes, it goes back to yes, it goes in. Okay, you want me to show that again?
Yeah, you keep an eye on the thermometer actually.
Yes.
Asking the question. You
Yeah.
keep an eye on the thermometer because it changes very quickly. It goes back.
Yes. Okay, let me add water first.
Or if you insulate it, then we can catch that temperature.
Okay, I'll insulate the flask. Yes, I think that is good.
Yeah.
Myself, Deepal Khanna. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just 1 minute. See, let her demonstrate this.
I think 129.3. That is not coming in my laptop.
Sir, you have to go. Yeah, I'll tell you. Sir, the problem could have been like this. Go to tools and go to transfer bar and make it as precise transfer. Yeah, that will be correct. Otherwise, sometimes you may not see the thing. I think you have seen it like this, I hope. Sir, did you see something what I'm showing?
Tools, then?
Tools, you have to go to tools, transfer bar and precise transfer.
Okay, got it.
Did you get? So it's in the tools menu and then go to transfer bar and precise transfer. Okay, now So now that I have insulated, that flask is in insulate mode. So now I will add 129.7 and click on pour. Yeah, it is still showing in the insulated mode also, it is showing as 25 degrees. The temperature changes is not shown here.
It's not. Maybe the temperature sensor is they have not activated for this particular.
Activated for this particular experiment, yes.
But
Only when you are,
thermochemistry, yeah, show the thermochemistry, na? Then thermochemistry load homework, there it will be there.
yes. So I can show that,
Only, excuse me, ma'am.
yes.
If we go for sulfuric acid, it may be sensitive or what, something like that.
No, for this particular, let me go to thermochemistry problem. There it is sensitive. The heater is sensitive. Okay, Hess law problem. If I go, there it is sensitive. Like if I take an apparatus, I can,
Yeah, some strong acid you take. Yeah.
Even though I was trying neutralization, there also this temperature sensitivity was there. I was just
yes.
I was
In the
just
acid base neutralization, it is there, madam. Yes.
that was also there because I was just
Yes.
trying. So I just got to know.
Yes, it is there. Yeah, acid base neutralization, when you do the titration method, it is surely there. Every time we add, the temperature changes are always seen, very clearly seen. You can see the thermometer, it is clearly seen. But for this experiment, most probably they have not put the temperature into effect.
Yeah, for this is very experimental specific. So if it is not needed, I think they won't put it.
They won't. Yes, that is true.
They won't
In some
activate.
cases, like if you want to have, like one more thing, in some cases, scale will not be given. In some cases, scale will be given. That means there we don't require scale, so we won't be able to use it. So there are if it is not required for a particular experiment, it won't be enabled. So probably for this experiment, they thought it is not to be enabled, so it is not enabled. But when you do it with acid-based titrations, the temperature is very clearly seen.
Here you can show in the thermochemistry you have opened.
Yeah, I'll just take acid now, strong acid. From there I can take 1 m HCl again we have got.
Put some strong base in it, then
Yes. Okay, yes.
Then
Again I've got sodium hydroxide here. I'll put 10 ml of each. Okay. I will pipette out 10 ml and put it inside it. And I'll just take 2 pipettes so that one is for acid and one is for base. Okay, 10 ml each, we'll add both. Let me pipette out acid first. So in this case, when you pipette out 10 ml, we need to withdraw 10 ml. So the withdraw button becomes active. The minute we put the pipette, withdraw button becomes active. And now I need to pour. So 10 ml again. And just poured inside it. Keep it aside. Now for the same flask, I'm going to add 10 ml of sodium hydroxide, 1 m. First I will withdraw. Yes, here. And then put it into the flask.
Yeah, let's observe the.
Yeah, please observe the temperature scale. I am also observing. Click on pour. Yeah, very clearly temperature is gone. 30.7. It was low. 31. Yes. Participants, can you all see the change in temperature?
But it's coming down now.
Yes.
Yeah, it's coming down. So see, as soon as I added, it was 31 and then it reduced. So we can see the temperature changes. Now it has still it is happening. Yeah, sorry, I clicked something else. Yeah, here. And you can also see the change in pH and the molarity that is changing. So it will become.
We have tutorial on thermochemistry.
Yeah. We have tutorial
problem tomorrow. So
yes.
Tomorrow there are a lot of interesting things. We'll do the coffee problem, coolant problem.
Excuse me, ma'am.
So a lot
Can
of
you show me
interesting
pipetting
things.
again? Can you
Okay, so I will stop presenting.
Pipetting. He wants a participant wants to know the pipetting.
Pipetting, yes, sure. I'll do it again. So I'll take one more flask. Yeah, I'm taking again. Let me show you the pipetting. I will take the same HCl thing. I will put I have taken 10 ml pipette. Okay, let me show how I took the pipette if you want. Go to the glassware menu. Here is the glassware menu, and from the glassware menu, we have to take pipettes and take the 10 ml pipette. Ma'am, whoever it is has seen it. Yeah, now put it inside to the flask until you see the green plus sign. Down we have got something called, okay, let me make it a little up so that the lower part will be seen clearly. Yes, down can you all see transfer amount input bar? In there I will write 10 because I want to remove 10 ml from the pipette. But the minute I write a button becomes active. Before that it was not active. It is called withdraw button. We need to first withdraw then pour, isn't it? So click on the withdraw button. So the 10 ml pipette has taken, that is the 10 ml is withdrawn from the HCl, and then now put it to the flask where I want to pour. Same thing again, put it on the flask till you see the green plus sign. Now type 10. So when you type 10, the pour button is active. Click on pour, it's there. Yeah, is it clear, ma'am? Whoever wants?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes?
We could see the temperature change when you dilute sulfuric acid.
Yes. Okay.
It's sensitive with dilute, sorry, sulfuric acid dilution.
Oh, very good, sir. Very good, sir. Good, you have seen.
Yeah,
Okay,
maybe
I will
it's not with HCl. It's not very, you can't perceive very minute change.
Yeah, minute changes. Could be,
Even
yeah.
even with sulfuric acid, it shows something around some 0.04 degrees Celsius. That's it.
Yes,
It's
yes.
very
Okay.
less. Yeah. Okay.
Very less, yes.
Yeah.
But here,
But
but in the acid, yeah, it is sensitive, yes. Okay, then anything else to ask? So I'll stop sharing. Okay, thank you all. Thank you.